What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through. Much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. All right, quick disclaimer before I even go there. Quick disclaimer. I think boxing is the toughest sport in the world. I really do. I respect every single boxer that laces them up. There are sometimes I get into the boxers. There are sometimes I destroy them. There's sometimes I talk shit about them. But deep down, I respect every single boxer. I have done a bit of sparring in the past and a bit of pad work, and trust me, especially for those guys that haven't done that before, it's so difficult, it's scary. It's so difficult, it's scary. I went to the gym today and I done a bit of weights and a bit of jogging, and my heart was literally about to come out of my fucking chest. So the idea of that happening and being punched in the face at the same time that's happening, nah, not for me. So credit to all boxers. Disclaimer now over. Frank Warren is going to announce that, or hopefully this week or next week, so probably next week, that Liam Smith will take on Sadam Ali for the WBO 154-pound title. Sadam Ali shocked a few people by beating Miguel Cotto. I think the shock was that he came from 147. The shock was that he got knocked out by Vargas. But truthfully, Sadam Ali is actually a very skilled and crafty boxer. He's not the greatest boxer, but he knows how to get a win. Even when you watch the Vargas performance, he gets tagged. That's all it is. He gets tagged and he can't recover. But he's actually a decent boxer. And I guess if you're Miguel Cotto, it's your last fight, you're not going to go to the well. Let's be honest. You're not going to go to the well. I don't even think Miguel Cotto went hard in training. And this is not making excuses for him, but it's your last fight. It's not like a fighter who retires after losing. He's retired before the fight. So I never ever thought that was 100% Cotto. So good win for Sadam Ali. Not as surprising as maybe I thought previously, but good win nonetheless. All right, so Liam Smith, who, you know what it is? I actually even forgot. Like, if someone sat me down and said, okay, name the top boxers in Box Nation or Frank Warren's camp, I completely forgot about Liam Smith. Completely. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. Liam Smith fought Canelo and was pretty, when was that, 2016, September 2016, and was doing okay for a few rounds. His profile after that fight should have gone through the roof. He fought arguably the #1 boxer in the world right now in terms of profile, and done well, put in a decent performance. And I think he didn't know how to capitalize on that profile-defining fight for me. That was the problem. He didn't know how to capitalize. It was an opportunity to really, I think as well, stay in the mix. And I've always said this, British guys do it so much and it fucking infuriates me. Like, really frustrates me so much that they have a big fight on world level, like, you know, we're talking elite level opponent. They lose, they disappear. Right? They lose and that's it. They go back down to fighting, I wouldn't say domestic, but they go at best European. Why not stay in the mix? 154-pound for me is the deepest division in world boxing. Cruiserweight's good, 147's good, even the flyweights are good, but I think 154 is stacked. Everyone is so close. Why go back? So what Liam Smith did after the loss to Canelo, he went and fought in Barcelona, a secret out, and I think it was a 4-round fight against a journeyman called Marian Kazaku, who had a record of 2-37. Which is pretty much a glorified sparring session, to be fair. But I guess if Liam Smith wants to get real rounds, and I mean real rounds as opposed to sparring rounds, then I don't see the problem with doing that. He then fought Liam Williams after. I think Liam Williams is actually a tough fighter, but I think Liam Williams is probably, at best, at peak European level. And that's no disrespect. I think that's good. There's nothing wrong with European level. European level is good. World level is just very, very good. And I actually think Liam Smith's in between European and world. So I think there's no shame in that. I think 2 good performances. I don't know, though, and this is my thing. The final fight against Liam Williams was a final eliminator for the WBO title. I don't know how you lose to Alvarez, you fight a guy that's 2-37, and then you fight a guy that I think is European level, and that's mandatory. That puts you in a mandatory position for a world title. Boxing's gone crazy. But here's my issue with this more than anything. Sadam Ali is clearly the weakest one in the division. What do you get out of... and remember, Liam Smith's already been a world champion, so it's not the same as he's never been a world champion. There's something about picking out the weakest in the division. There's something about your team focusing on the weak one. I feel like, and this could be me chatting out of my ass, but there's something about beating the big bully and the rewards you get for that, even if you lose. Right? I don't know if that makes any sense. So, even if you take the toughest guy in the division, there's something about taking on the tough dog, the big dog, and if you win, I mean, it's like the lottery. If you lose, fuck it, you lost to the tough dog. There's something about that for me. And those are the fights that I remember. Those are the epic ones. Hatton Costa Zoo. Hatton wasn't favourite. Beat Costa Zoo. Profile went through the fucking roof. The one that sticks to mind for me more than anything is Froch Boutte. I remember the build-up. Boutte was this kid that didn't ever enter the Super 6, but a lot of people considered him, I don't know why, the best super middleweight in the world. Carl Froch lost to Andre Ward. Back is to the wall. Loses that fight. Froch talks about it all the time, candidly. Loses that fight, he retires. Beats Boutte. Profile went through the roof and Froch became Super Carl Froch. I think everyone would admit that. There's something about taking on the toughest challenges in a division. I don't think, he might have a world title, but I don't think Sadam Ali is in my top 20 154 pounders. And I just feel like, as a boxer that's already won a world title, your aim shouldn't be to win a world title against the easiest opponent now. Your aim for me, and this is my thought process, should be to take on the big dogs. Because you beat them, and you're a Superman. Your profile goes to the roof, and you get big money fights after. You beat Sadam Ali, who I don't think Liam Smith will beat, by the way. You beat Sadam Ali, and it's like, you know. But what do you guys think? What do you guys make of it? Look, it's a good fight for Liam Smith. I think he's got a good opportunity to win a world title. But almost like when he won his other world title, remember, he used to have the belt before, no one really respected him as a world title holder. No one really did. And I feel like if he wins this one again, I don't know if people again will respect him for being a world title holder. I hope he does win. I like Liam Smith a lot. I like all the Smith brothers, to be honest. But again, for me, I hate to be bad when I say this, but I think it's a weak move going for Sadam Ali. But I understand it. I understand the politics of it, and winning the world title puts you back in the mix, I guess. But for me, if you're Liam Smith, you chuck yourself in the mix against the bad boys of that division. You don't aim for the weakest link. And I think that's what they're doing, aiming for the weakest link. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.